Hey, good evening. This is Radio Delve on Pirate Satellite, orbiting your gaming room, cashing in the Cheetos all night. How are you? Good to see you, everyone. Dungeon Minister, finally here for the opening. Thank you. Good to see you. Always good to see you. Good to see everyone, really. It truly is, and I'm glad you're all here. Boganor, Imperial Ramblings, good to see you. Doomsword, always fun. Good to see you guys in general. I feel like my image is very dark. It's bright enough over on this monitor, but looking on StreamYard, I feel like I'm sitting in shadows. It's definitely, I think more studio lights might be in order. But anyway, how are you guys tonight? I'm doing great. I'm doing actually wonderful. I'm doing especially wonderful because guys, we're at 983 subs. 900 and we jumped up like 4 subs in the last day, and my heart is a flutter. We are 17 subscribers away from hitting that 1,000 sub mark. That 1,000 sub mark that I set what seems like both a long time ago and not that long ago at all. It seems like a long time ago because I set that subscriber mark thinking it would never come. I threw it out there as a challenge to folks who truly wanted to see some great old school RPG discussion live 5 nights a week. Somebody to connect with, somebody like yourselves. And then I said it and I forget it. I just figured, oh, if they come around, they come around. And I said, if I get 1,000 subs, if I get 1,000 subscribers on this YouTube channel, we'll celebrate it. We'll celebrate it. I'll play a D&D game. Do you remember that? Some of you might not have even been there back then. I said, I'll run a D&D game. Hell, I'll run a games day. I'll run like games from noon to midnight or something. And it evolved and it grew. And the more interest I've seen in this, the more it's snowballed. It's right behind me. It's like playing Ski 32 and you got the Yeti coming down. You don't dare slow down or try and jump because he's going to get you. And it's right behind me. And what it is, if you're new here and you don't know about it, it's the Great Underground Online Gaming Convention, a full-on virtual tabletop convention featuring multiple days of multiple games and multiple game masters for you, dear viewers, to sign up for and sit down and play. No badge silliness, no, tears of like, oh, well, I want a silver badge and I gotta do, and I'm not bad mouthing the people who do this. I'm just saying we're a little bit more open, a little bit more freewheeling around here and how we're going to have that celebration. And if it's a thing, maybe we'll do it more after that. But we are 17, or is it 16 now? And look at the Discord, because it was actually the good Padre who told me that we had jumped up. Let's see. 983. Yeah, 983 subs on this channel. And 980 of you aren't watching. I got 3 people in the audience right now. But it's all good. I know I get it. Floors me when I find out that so many people listen to the show after the fact. I always thought the metric of success of the show was how many people would come in and watch the live stream, and that, oh, well, I'm just stuck in the mud forever spinning my wheels because, even on a really good night, I get maybe a dozen, 15 people here. I think the biggest night I ever had, I had like 20 viewers at some point. I probably picked up a few subs from that, was when I did the Hero Quest unboxing, because that was hot. That was red hot, and that was brand new. Yeah, it's not the counter over here on my screen is lagging behind a little Dungeon Minister. So, but yeah, so, I had a lot of people join up then. But the important thing is, whether you're here after the fact, whether you're here now, it is simply great to be here for you guys and be doing this with you guys. So I'm hyped. This is cool. This is awesome. Now, if you're new here, if you're new to the show and you're like, hey, you said tonight we Greyhawk, let's play first edition AD&D live. How does that work? At 8:30, some folks will be joining the chat, and we will be switching over to playing some first edition AD&D set in my own interpretation of Castle Greyhawk, which they will explore and adventure in. And I got a little Dwarven Forge out there on the table. You guys will be able to see that, see some miniature action going on. Hopefully, again, these studio lights, I feel like they could be brighter, maybe. I don't know. I feel like maybe they've dimmed a little. The quest for studio lights for me is forever. It's forever. But, I do what I can. Dungeon Minister, I got 5 or 6 of us in here. Like I said, it doesn't update it for me, but it's okay. Now I have to report that I've been working more and more with the resin printer. I've only had one major fail so far. I tried to print up a tank. Last night, I was telling you guys, if you watched last night, I was printing up the old Sergeant York air defense gun, and woo boy, I don't know what happened with that, but man, it was made to fall apart. It did not work well at all. But I've made some interesting discoveries about it, some fun, interesting discoveries. One of them is okay, I thought, and to be honest, if I was keeping the printer in my office, I would have to do this. But so far, I haven't had to do this. But I thought that after every print, I had to empty the resin tank and a Dungeon Delver, the quest for optimum illumination. I like it. I'm gonna try the I'm gonna try the adjustments on the lights and see if I can make them brighten up a little bit. But anyway, I thought you had to drain the tank, clean the film on the transparent film on the bottom of the tank, basically do a lot of very dirty, grubby cleanup. And as it happens, as long as your printer is in a cool, dry, dark place, and you're putting the hood back over the printer, yeah, you can leave it. You can just leave it. So I took a risk last night and I left it. And I printed some minis today, which I'm about to show to you. Hey, Ricky, good to see you. I printed some minis today, which I'm about to show you. And yeah, it actually worked out really well. So I was pleased and surprised about that. So what I printed up today. Now, you guys tell me if you want to see these close up, because really, I mean, at this distance, even with the camera, because I'm in 720p, if you very much StreamYard, you can't really pick out good details. But there's a fellow who posts things on Thingiverse, which is a massive, massive, massive repository of free 3D files for you to download and print on your FDM printer or on your resin printer. This fellow, God bless him, has created or he has used photogrammetry to scan a bunch of classic Grenadier minis. And they're not bad. Now, truly, unless you have access to some really high-end gear, you're not going to get like a perfect, exact, crystal clear, clean version of what you're trying to scan. Photogrammetry's got better since this guy started like in 2016, which is how old some of these files are. In fact, I found out that if I'm willing to put the work in, I can use Yon DSLR and put it on infinite repeat mode and just walk around something. And as long as I'm getting virtually every angle, take that cluster of photos, dump them into a piece of freely available photogrammetry software, and it'll be like, okay, I've built a 3D model of it for you, which is just mind-blowing, right? Right. I jokingly suggested that my first bespoke 3D print should be my beautiful wife, and well, she didn't think much of the idea of being captured in digital form and turned into a 3D print, but hey, she's got to sleep sometime. Anyway, so this guy used some older photogrammetry tools, 3D scanning. Let's just call it that. No more $5 works, 3D scanning. He used some older 3D scanning and knocked out some Grenadier miniatures, and I grabbed one. Now, before any, don't at me about piracy, okay? You can't buy, not even Mirliton in Italy sells these. If it was something you could buy, I wouldn't do this. But you can't buy these except on eBay, and they're beat to hell and have, layers of car paint and testers, enamels on them and stuff like that. So I printed a beholder. I have a Grenadier beholder. And again, if you guys want to see that, because I know it looks like I'm holding like just a round ball. But if you guys want to see that up close, I'll put it on the camera over there. This is from a different fellow, but this I have here that I also printed. This is not one of the 3D scans, I don't think, but someone just like modeled. This is lovely. A classic rust monster, a classic D&D rust monster. All of its delicate parts, its weird propeller tail, its two feelers up there. And yes, I know, Chinese monsters in a bag. And also, since we're on the subject of classic D&D, I also printed, check him out, Warduke from the D&D toy line, the LJN toy line, and I have that one, and then I have him in a different pattern there. So if you guys want to see those up close, I'll switch over to the desktop view cam or tabletop view cam and show those to you. All the melee characters. Am I holding a marble? Exactly. That's yeah. Michael Connor, unbreaded. Quick save F5. Good to see you. F5's broken on my Model M over there. I got quick save bound to F6. I think it's kind of bullshit that you cannot just go into individual applications and rebind keys for everything. Like hard refresh on a web browser page is me like closing the tab and then reopening the tab. But anyway, do you guys? So Dungeon Minister said he'd like to see him. Well, nobody else is saying that they would or would not. So I'm going to show you now. And I'll start where I started with the beholder here. So let me switch over. Let me switch over. And if you're watching on Facebook, I'm sorry, I'm not seeing your comments. I don't have my Facebook tab open. That one's on me. That one is on me. Let me see. Let me get over to the Book of Faces real quick. Because I know my buddy Randy pops into the chat sometimes and says hello. So hello to you, Randy Buckness. You awesome dude. Let's see. Bear with me a moment. But anyway, so what are you guys doing? What's going on in y'all's world? While I get this up here again, I want to be able to say hi if anybody's saying hi. All right, so let me switch over here and let me show you guys. Get over to my camera controls real quick. And we'll go to desktop view. Oh, that's not right. Bear with me just a moment here, guys. No, it's still not refreshing. Why is that? Can I turn it on here? No, it still wants to do that. So let me reset the camera, y'all. And do that. Nope, it's still not playing nice. Video capture device, add existing. Bring that back up. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why it still thinks it's looking at something that honestly should be gone by now. Close that. And I'll try one more time here, guys. I don't want to tie folks up too much. Oh, who's pinging me? All right, one last try here, guys, and then I'll have to share some photos or something because this is getting a little tedious. I did open a window last night. Catfish. Oh my God, catfish is delicious. Delicious. Quick save F6 is blasphemy. Oh my God. All right. I switch it on. Nope. It's like it's not having it, guys. One last try here. One last try. Video capture. No, it's OBS is screwing up or something. I'm gonna have to do a hard reboot. I will share pictures of these on the Discord tonight. For some reason, OBS, I can't restart OBS. It'll kill everything. So yeah, I'll just have to show it to you guys later. But trust me, these are very, very cool, and I quite like them, and they look awesome. And you guys are going to be like, where do I get some of those resin minis? But the real thing is the old schoolness of them. I mean, I can print minis until I'm blue in the face, right? You know, there's so many free character minis and that sort of thing. But using this avenue to get some old school minis is really just fantastic. And I'm so glad that this gives me the opportunity to do that. And if let's see. It is the same camera I'm using for the game, unfortunately. And I again, I am not sure what is going on and why it won't behave. Yeah, I can't even I can't even force Windows to let go of it. I mean, this might be a restart thing. Oh, there it goes. So let's see. So I know this is what you guys wanted to do. You wanted to watch me screw around with my computer, right? Come on. Find it. Nope. Oh, we might have it back. We might have it back. Says it's setting it up. It's fine. Quick save. That is that we call that percussive maintenance. Is what we refer to that as. Percussive maintenance. But anyhow, I'm sorry. I am wandering far afield. So we do have here in just a half an hour. We're starting classic AD&D, and that's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to play some AD&D. I may bring up the house lights for that because I'm not sure why those are so dim. It'll be a little bit yellow. It'll be a little bit washed out. The subversive quality of using the 3D printer to make old Grenadier minis. Yeah, no kidding, right? It's like, well, okay. So this is perfect. I can't remember if I mentioned this last night, but this is a perfect thank you, the Dungeon Minister, for kicking this off. I'm a big proponent of tabletop minis. I think tabletop minis are sorry, just had to check on the camera status there. I think tabletop minis are awesome. And I like using tabletop minis. Nope. But Oh, I didn't realize it switched to desktop view. I'm sorry. Not Wizards of the Coast, although I'm going to get to them. Games Workshop and their prices, their prices are extortionate. And I encourage anyone who wants to play Warhammer 40K to find proxies if you have access to a 3D. You know what? Even if you don't have access to a 3D printer, spend your money on a 3D printing service and have your minis printed through a 3D printing surface and buy proxies, or buy old lead and old plastic. Don't give GW your money. And I've said this time and time and time again. Don't give GW your money. Somebody has stepped up. WizKids has stepped up. And I can't even believe this. So WizKids is now selling, you got to glue it together yourself minis, not whole miniatures. They're 40K like. They come in pieces on sprues. And you glue them together and then you paint them. That's fine. If I go to reapermini.com, and I buy metal minis, let's say I'm a metal mini junkie, $7.99 for 4 cobalt minis. That's kind of steep. That's $8. That's $2 a piece. So, for $40, I can get 20 minis. That's not terribly economical. But if I go to the Reaper Bones minis, I can get for like $4.49, I can get 5 of them. So for $50, I can get 50 minis. I can get 50 kobolds for $50. Do you know what $50 gets you from WizKids for minis for playing D&D with? Minis you have to trim and paint and glue together yourself. Don't do it in that order. 5 kobold minis from WizKids, $50. Plastic kobold minis from WizKids. Not metal, not resin, just plastic. Just airplane model plastic, ABS plastic or whatever it is. $50 for 5 miniatures. Back in the day, before metal prices really started to skyrocket, I started building a tribe of kobolds because there's nothing quite as impressive as having 50 or 60 kobolds set out on the table. When you say there's a lot of kobolds, there's a lot of kobolds. The same number of WizKids kobolds will set you back. Let me see. I have $600. The same number of kobolds for WizKids. $600 for about 60 or so kobolds. Let that sink in. That's not metal kobolds. $600 worth of metal kobolds from Reaper would net you, well, a couple of hundred kobolds. But $50, if you had $50, if you went to your FLGS and said, I have $50 burning a hole in my pocket, I want some minis. Who are they selling these to? Who in their right mind is going to buy this? Let me tell you something. If I see one discussion, if I see one thread out there on Discord, on Facebook, in a forum, and somebody's talking about, WizKids, they have Kobold minis in a box now. I will jump in and I will flood that discussion with links to Reaper minis, links to STL files you can pay to have printed, links to people dumping old minis on eBay. Any and every source. This is this isn't like, okay, here's 2 hill giants. Oh, well, those are, okay, those are pretty big. Maybe you can make that. They literally gave the highest price to the least for $50. And they're plastic and I have to assemble and paint them myself. I should be getting 100 of them, not 20 times fewer. WizKids, yeah, they did Hero Clicks. They licensed BattleTech. Actually, they didn't. Licensing BattleTech was kind of funny because WizKids was started by Jordan Wiseman and his dad, who are the original founders of FASA. So them getting BattleTech back was kind of funny. Bryce Werder Bremen, can I just use old dog? Use whatever you want. I mean, I have talked to people who played Star Wars tabletop role play, Star Wars West End games with their Star Wars figures from back in the day. And honestly, that is just too awesome for words. Lego minis. Yeah. Lego has knights and so on. And they're Halloween themed figures due for ghouls and zombies and werewolves and vampires and skeletons. Okay, Eric Foreman. They're action figures. WizKids should be undercutting the competition, not saying, hold my beer. Damn right. You are damn right, my friend. That is exactly what they should be doing. They should be undercutting the competition, not saying, hold my beer. I mean, that is extortionate. $50 for 5 Kobold miniatures. I'm a pretty good capitalist. I believe in making money. If somebody pinged me right now and said, Bill, I'll pay you $50 for one of those beholders, 3D print me a beholder, and I'll pay you $50. This is 2 cents of resin. I would advise them of how inexpensive it was. And if they said, I don't care, $50, print me one. Okay. I'm not going to go on Etsy and charge people $50 for this. Primarily because I have a conscience, but I also don't have investors expecting a monthly report from me. that says our profits were up, blah, blah, blah. Time and know-how. I get it. See, that's like, I have a problem saying no sometimes to requests for help when people say, "Would you do something for me?" And I'm like, "Sure." Just because I don't want to say no and I don't want to be perceived as being a dick. Too late. And consequently, when people offer to reward me for things, I'm hesitant about that. But what I realized getting out of my 30s into my 40s and now into my early 50s is my time is valuable. Getting more valuable every day. I have no compunction whatsoever about telling people something will cost them money. Now, whether I'm printing in FDM or whether I'm printing in resin, I have to be here to babysit, more so with the resin. Because the resin printer stops, I've got a little while, but you have to get that print off. You have to pry it off. And then you have to wash it immediately and remove the supports immediately and cure it immediately. So I can't, if I start a print that I know is going to last 3 hours, I can't go do something that takes 5 hours out of the house. Now, filament printing's a little bit better, but I don't want to leave that running, for endless hours, just sitting there with a print on the bed, all done. So I get it that it costs money, but goddamn, I mean, you were supposed to bring balance to the force, Let me. I want to keep hammering on this just because this is so awful, and I want to look at something here. And welcome to our new viewers, by the way. If you're stopping by for the first time, welcome. Let's see. Holzer's Marvelous Miniatures Kobolds. 3 Nolzur's Marvelous Miniatures Kobolds. It's a little more expensive than Reaper. Is $4. You get 37 kobolds for $50. 37 kobolds. You still have to paint them, but you have to paint the WizKids minis too. And what's funny is some people are holding this up, trying to defend it by saying, "Oh, but Bill, you can customize them. You can stick them on any way you want." I don't have a Cobalt to hand, but this is a Reaper. This is a Scorpion. See how bendy that tail is? Nippers and super glue, and I can customize any of the Reaper minis. I want that Kobold head on this Kobold. Snip, snip, glue it on. With a little bit of crazy glue. The same crazy glue that you would use to build those together. I want to meet the person. I will have them on this show who, beyond saying it's capitalism, baby, it's all about profit. From a hobby standpoint, I want to have a person on this show who will try to justify $50 for 5 plastic kobolds. Are you out there in the audience? Are you driving by on YouTube, not subbed to my channel, watching this, going, what's this guy on about? That's perfectly reasonable. I mean, you do what you want with your money. Reason is a subjective thing. But honestly, really, $50, 5 kobolds. The 75 kobolds I have. $750. That's a house payment and a car payment for me. Let me tell you what. If you are that person and you are that hyped to pay $50 for 5 kobolds, hit me up. I will sell them to you. I will sell you $50 worth of kobolds. Robert Phillips says, anybody remember Demons of Castleton, Dungeons of Castleton figurines? And there were more late 70s playset. No, I don't. That sounds fascinating, though. That sounds fascinating. Now I want to look that up. So, Demons of Castleton. Okay, this is just freaking awesome. How did I miss this? This had to... There's a castle. Look at this stuff. Dragons, Nagas, Knights. This is awesome. I mean, maybe with the WizKids stuff, it's just you know what? Looking at that Naga, either they copied the Naga out of the 1E Monster Manual, or this came out before then, and Dave Sutherland was highly inspired by it. But anyway, it doesn't make business sense. It doesn't make business sense because, I mean, maybe this is some kind of loss-inducing thing, like they did this on purpose, like they want to damage their profits somehow, like they want to take a little bit of a ding. Or they're trying to find out what people put up with. God, it's just so weird. But yeah, this Demons of Castleton, this is so cool. Dungeons of Castleton. So Dungeons of Castleton is apparently from like 82. 81, 82. So I would assume that in fact they took they took inspiration from D&D for this. I'm falling down a rabbit hole here. This is just too awesome. Thank you for putting me on that, Robert Phillips. I appreciate that. +1 for Robert Phillips. 200 quatlos to you, sir. That was as unknown to me as Getus and the World of Ta. If you don't know about that rabbit hole, um, yeah, Mecton. I don't know who made Mecton figurines. I'm not sure who was producing those. Um, the problem with Mecton figurines is, okay, I don't think in general any American sci-fi company, whatever, has truly captured perfectly the aesthetic of the giant robot genre. You know, Battletech used Macross and Dougram and everybody else for their mechs until they started introducing their own designs. And there's a stark difference in the stuff that they borrowed from Studio New in Japan and their own designs. Um, and Mecton stuff was nice looking to a degree. Now, I will say this, Ghislaine Barbie, or Ghislaine, however you pronounce it, who did a lot of art for DreamPod 9, and then later went on and did a bunch of art, also anime style art, manga style art for White Wolf and Exalted. He really gets that aesthetic. The majority of what he did for the Mecton tabletop and role-playing games, it just looks like it came out of Young Magazine or Shonen Jump or something like that in Japan. His stuff looks like fantastic. The Mecton designs were pretty good, but some of them were not. The Mecton miniatures that they came out with were kind of all over the place because Pondsmith was trying to introduce a lot. He was trying to introduce his audience who maybe was not already fans of the giant robot genre to giant robots. And I think he had his artists do several different styles. Like there's one that's blocky and chunky and all right angles, like a Mobile Suit Gundam. Then he's got some that are more curvilinear, like the Xeon stuff from Mobile Suit or from Genesis Climber Mospedia. He never did any Transformer-esque stuff like you would have seen in Macross, but some stuff was kind of close to it. So it was very scattershot, the mecha designs in the Mecton game. It is Rapham. Thank you, Awig. That is correct. Rapham is who did those, and Rapham also did the first run of Heavy Gear minis, and they did a really hideous, awful job. Now we were picking on, we were seriously picking on who's you what's it we were picking on GW, and of course GW produced that awful resin that they did. The GW, a multi-million dollar company, could not do as good a job making minis as I can, cranking them out with resin, with fine cast. But as many errors as there were in fine cast prints, they were nowhere near as bad as the quality control issues that Rapham had with their 2-inch tall Heavy Gear minis, which is a shame because they were very cool. But because they couldn't keep their quality control going, they lost the license. They switched over to different manufacturers, and they went from the large, like the 2-inch Battle Mech size, down to HO scale, which are nice, but they're not great. But then, nobody plays Stompy robot games anymore, so it kind of doesn't matter. but that's okay. At this point in my life, I'm just focusing on playing fantasy game. Jovian Chronicles was beautiful. Jovian Chronicles, mecha and ship design and so on were very, very nice. So if you stopped by to play or to watch played rather to watch us play first edition AD&D, and you're like, why is this guy umming and ahhing his way through ranting about miniature print quality? Trust me, we're going to get there. It's okay. I promise. I promise. Relax. So we just we're about 10 minutes out, and I want to take a minute before we get to the game, because I know the audience for watching the live stream AD&D game is a little different. It's a little less. I get it. So I want to take this time while we've got lots of people watching to take a minute, and I want to thank the show patrons who help keep this show going. I want to thank Digital Discord, Joshua Garlock, Lord Corion, Ricky Maru, Mobius, Kevin Reynolds, Doomsword Deathmaster, Mark Simpson, Damian X247, James F. Keck, William Smith, The Dungeon Minister, Manny Wall, Mark Corey, Kevin Wood, and Todd Sharp. Thank you all so much for contributing to the ongoing success of this show. You guys really, really, really help out around here, and I thank you all very, very much. So thank you. I do appreciate it. So yeah, we're gonna be starting the AD&D game here in a few minutes. And what I'll probably do, since the webcam doesn't want to behave, and I know a lot of you guys are here because I hype this up, right? I talk about Dwarven Forge and miniatures and this, that, and the other. What I'm probably going to do is go over and I will bring the streaming cam. Well, I mean, they're both streaming cams, right? I will bring the digital cam in. I'll bring it into focus. Again, they're both digital. You know what I mean? That camera. I will point it at the table and I will bring it into focus a little bit better than it currently is, hopefully. So that's how we'll roll with that. Some announcements before we get going on to other things. Some announcements. We have the anniversary. The anniversary show is coming up in a couple of weeks, in a week and a half, just about now. I will be live streaming all day that Saturday. I'll be locked in for you guys, and we'll have lots of guests. Ty Beard's going to be here. Tracy Lesh is going to be here. And Kyle, I'm sure I will be able to drag him kicking and screaming back on. We're going to have lots of guests. I just don't want you to see the dragon mini under the black belt. No. I don't put those on the table. I drop them in. Oh, the room is clear. Nope. Clunk. But yes, the anniversary show is coming in a little less than 2 weeks. I will be at a convention. That's right. I will be at where will I be at? I will be in I'm sorry, QuestCon Orlando. I always want to say Conquest Orlando. QuestCon Orlando. Conquest would be better. QuestCon Orlando, and that is on the 20th, I think. But I will be there. Not the 20th of this month, because that's already gone by. I will be at QuestCon Orlando on the 20th of August. It is a one-day gaming convention, and I will basically be giving a talk. It'll be kind of like what I do here, but for folks who perhaps don't know the live stream show. So yes, QuestCon. Now on June the 11th, I will be running a games day at Gods and Monsters. That's right. I will be on the road again. I haven't done that in a long time. So I'm going to go down. I'm going to run some AD&D, some Tales from the Loop, uh, lots of stuff. We'll have lots of fun. Do I have guests in mind? Tracy wants to be. I'm not sure how you do guests in a virtual con. If anybody's got any suggestions or hints or clues, feel free. But I'm not sure how to do guests in a virtual con. I'm just not, and I'm sorry. I mean, what I guess I could set up like a little Discord channel for a panel, and you guys could do a Q&A or something. I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. But but I'll figure it out. We have time. I think time enough. So those of you waiting to get into the D&D game, check your private messages. I sent I sent everyone separately, privately, the links to the game. I could take questions from the chats. We'll figure it out. You're hitting me with a lot of good ideas there. So let me see here. Let me invite my players. Almost removed myself from stream. Don't do that. And also, I'll just mention this now. When I'm doing the anniversary live stream, within reason, if folks want to pop in and say hi on the stream, not just in the audience, but you want to go through the trouble of setting up your device and that sort of thing, um, you know, just drop me a private message and whatever, and we can proceed apace. So we're about ready to start A&D. So I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna change the lighting a little bit. And we'll get things going. Here in just a minute. So I'll take questions. Reading Vincent, good to see you. Let me change the camera around. Let me get the focus in, and we'll go from there. My group's coming in. I'll get this set up, and then we'll proceed apace. So hang on just a second, everyone, and thank you all for your patience, of course. So there we go. Thank you, everyone, for your patience and the targeting lock and everything like that. That'll go away in just a moment. So let me just grab my headset here, and I will summon our adventurers. Hope I have my headset on right. And please welcome our participants, Lord Corion, James Keck, Mark, Turgo, and of course, lest I forget, the one, the only, Sir Average. Welcome, gentlemen, to the AD&D live stream. Now, what next, adventurers? What next?
You know, when Sir Average dies, people are still going to keep calling me Sir Average at this point, right?
I don't think that's a problem. That's a you problem. That's not a me problem. That's a player problem, not a dungeon master problem. Am I right, audience?
I think so. Well, I remember rot grubs and I remember burning.
Yes.
And, I think we're on the way out.
I think we fled. I think we fled back to the Longhouse.
Yes. So back at the Longhouse, Vincent makes a comment here, just real quick. Imagine Gary and Dave's faces seeing all the 3D printed miniatures and terrain we have today. Now, I don't know about the 3D printing part, but I do know I came very close to being allowed to use Gary's Dwarven Forge. They gifted him a few boxes of it, but we couldn't make the time work out when I was up in Lake Geneva at a gaming con, the LGGC. But it was nice to know that he has some, and Gail probably has it under a lock and key somewhere, never to be seen. But anyway, let us move on and not discuss her. Let's talk about fun things, because I'm a fun guy. That's right. Your DM is a Myconid. So you've retreated to the Longhouse. Come on, nobody's going to laugh at my Myconid joke? Jeez.
Well, I was going to say we should probably attack the Myconid.
Tough crowd. Who doesn't like mushrooms on pizza?
You're a fun guy from Yarmouth.
All right. So you've retreated to the Longhouse. You have quit Castle Greyhawk for the moment. A couple of players were down a hit point or two, I think. Is that why you cowards are fleeing?
I resent that.
So it was tough.
Maybe.
It was kind of tough going for our adventurers last week, intrepid viewers and listeners. You see, they had been committing acts of violent home invasion against a gentle race of subterranean dwelling beings who honestly had done nothing to raise the ire of their foes other than try to live in peace and tranquility in the ruins behind an abandoned castle that no one had laid claim to. So these interlopers, these treasure grabbers, these murderers of underworld dwelling folk managed to stumble into a few well-laid bits of home defense. You put your you put your faces out there and you got stuck. So what to do, adventurers? What to do? You're back at the Longhouse. Much to your luck, you did not. We'll just have a quick check. Come on, help me out here. No, the march back to the Longhouse carrying your fallen is uneventful.
Well, let's rest up and head back down. And this time, no knocking over any barrels or having thieves search doors.
With their faces.
With their faces.
You know, in the thief player's defense, I just want to point out that it was the dwarf using the thief physically to open the door.
It worked.
If it's stupid and it works, and the person you're doing it to doesn't try and stop you, then it's not stupid. All right. So you're going. Pardon me. What do you think, audience? Should I heed the advice on the resin bottles to use a respirator while I'm making these miniatures? You're going back into the dungeon. But you're going to cast some you're going to rest overnight and cast some healing spells first. Yes.
Sounds good to
Sounds
me.
like a plan.
I want some healing.
All right. So Bejeebus, are you memorizing any different spells this time?
Let me see. I've got a washing machine going in the background, kind of noisy, so trying to keep it muted. I think he's going to go ahead and try out Burning Hands, even though it doesn't do much. Because really all he's got other than that is ventriloquism, read magic, identify, and erase. So we'll try Burning Hands.
Sure. I mean, hey, it would have stopped the rot grubs.
That would have come in handy.
Yeah.
You can set our own party members on fire. It'll be great.
All right. Vinny says, breathe the fumes to see if you get inspiration. Breathe all the fumes for more inspiration. All right. So that is what Bejeebus is memorizing. And of course, Valoric casting, memorizing and casting Cure Light Wound spells. You did use them, by the way, when you were not here at the last session. I NPC'd Valoric, and he cast 3 Cure Light Wounds and probably saved the party's bacon.
Oh, of course.
3 times.
He's not useless, see?
Thrice
No, it's the
bacon
wizard that's
saving.
useless.
Thrice bacon saving Valoric.
DM, can I ask a question?
Would you like to ask another one?
Yeah, actually, I'd like to ask 2 more. In fact,
All right, fair
can
enough.
I memorize sword?
Yes, you may memorize sword.
Then I will spend my evening doing that. Anyone else?
Good call.
I'm just healing up.
Okay.
I think when Valoric gets done and rests, he'll request 3 more of the Cure Light Wounds, and this time he's going to try Command.
All right. 3 Cure Light Wounds and 1 Command. So you rest over the evening, and let's see. Let us see. Are you guys setting a watch at night, or are you just barring the door and hoping for the best? That's something I don't think we've ever established.
Party, please, for the love of God, remind me the next time we're back at Greyhawk to buy a pair of guard dogs so the DM can stop asking us the question.
But someone has to watch the dogs then.
No,
yes,
the
exactly.
dogs can watch us sleep.
we'll set a watch. Yes.
But, you don't want them crapping in the longhouse. So the question is, who'll let the dogs out? Who?
Psychic damage.
Yeah.
Okay, that wasn't great, but come on. All right.
You're lucky we're not in person. I'd have to slap you.
Yes, I'm lucky. All right, so resting into the night. There's something rather large outside, and you do have the stables, but the horses are going bonkers in the early evening. Something has riled the horses up, something fierce.
That's not good. In the early morning, you said?
Early evening. It is
Early.
it is the first evening that you have come out into the into the wooded area near Castle Greyhawk.
You guys want to go investigate that?
Yeah, I'd probably still be awake.
Yeah,
All right.
I'll strap my sword on and head out.
I'll grab
Who's
my
coming
shield.
with?
I'll light a torch for the rot grubs.
Question for the DM.
Yes.
Would I still have my armor on at this point, or would I just be in my padded jack?
That's entirely up to you. I mean, it is, you know, you came out into a early afternoon. It is now late afternoon. What do you have gotten out of your armor? That's really something for you to answer.
Not that early, then. Okay, I was just looking for a clarification of time.
Okay, that's fine.
There we go. It's not like 1 a.m.
All right. Okay, so heading outside, those of you that do, the stable is nearby. It's far enough away that, you know, the reek of the stable won't drift into your longhouse. Whoever planned this place seemed to have done a fairly good job. There are no fewer than 9 horse-like creatures, well, horse-sized, I should say. Their forelimbs are like those of eagles. They are winged and they have an eagle's beak on them. There are hippogriffs sniffing around your stable, and you are, well, I mean, you're not surprised. You heard them making the racket, and they kind of start a little bit when you guys round the corner of the building and approach the barn. They seem hesitant. You've got a round of surprise on them if you wish to communicate with them or whatever you wish to do.
There's 9 of them?
There's 9 of them, yes.
Can I scream and wave my sword around?
Yeah.
You all certainly can do that. Anyone who wishes to try that.
Yeah, let's just see if we can shoo them away.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to knock an arrow in case things go south.
Okay. They seem to respect your authority somewhat and start to back away respectfully. Hippogriffs are not unintelligent creatures. They're smarter than the average farm animal, but you know, they don't have a distinct language or culture or anything like that, as so far as any of you are aware. So they're moving away. They, you know, one of them kind of paws a little bit in the direction of the stable as as they're moving back, but they do back off. They move back about, we'll say about 90 feet, and then sort of they're kind of milling about regarding you all somewhat once they put some distance between you and them.
Huh.
Got some rations in the longhouse. If we go and throw some to them, maybe that'll be enough to satisfy them.
They're hippogriffs, though. They probably eat a lot. We should have dragged some orc corpses up.
Yeah.
We can feed them.
As far as you know, they're not eaters of carrion. They're more, well, the you no longer have a ranger with you to tell you this, but as far as you know, they're omnivorous.
Jean's going to try to go and calm the horses down a bit.
All right,
They
fair enough.
They don't injure themselves.
I advise
Okay.
making ourselves look as big and intimidating as possible.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which for a dwarf is kind of comical.
Yeah, so Average is trying to make himself look human big. All right, so Jenan, being as you have moved the hippogriffs away and they're no longer trying to find a way into the stable, they are most likely the animals will most likely calm down soon. They're still wickering and sort of bumping around inside their individual stables, their individual stalls. Meanwhile, outside, as I said, they have moved back a respectful distance. Are you guys still trying to bulk up and intimidate them kind of thing?
I mean, as long as they're leaving the stable alone, I guess that's good enough for me. I
Okay.
don't know what else these guys are doing.
As an elf, would Bejeebus know anything about these hippogriffs' feeding habits and such?
Yeah, elven kind. It's generally more griffins that that they actually hate, because griffins will attack and eat hippogriffs. But your kind are not unfamiliar with the habits and behaviors of hippogriffs, so you think that perhaps if you impress upon their somewhat dim intellects that they're not going to get a meal out of your group, then you should be in good shape.
Okay, I'll pass that along to Gina and everyone else to kind of get them, convince them to move along, that there's nothing for them here.
It's fine, but the elf takes the first watch.
All right.
I will with my trusty dagger.
Well, the hippogriffs seem to consider your intimidation attempts, at least, that you would be willing to put up a fight to do something. Have a great evening, Dungeon Minister. Thank you for stopping by. And they don't like rush over and try to beak you apart or anything like that. And they one after another slowly take to wing and fly away. And Jenan, you are able to calm the horses eventually as they are gone. So, resting for the rest of the evening then, I presume?
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, the rest of the evening passes uneventfully, and you do not have any further disturbances, at least that you are aware of, rather. Morning dawns cold and gray, and of course, weather. Let's go to our radar and check the weather in the world of Greyhawk. Let's see. Ah, yes, it is. I believe we've established that it is Star Day now. It is cold in the morning. There's frost on the ground, partly cloudy, a little bit of a breeze coming out of the west. But you can feel it in your bones that it will probably be a little bit warmer at the high point on this day. So, what's to do,
weather.
adventures? Yeah, now for sports.
Big B with sports.
All right.
I think we want to head back, or are we taking multiple days? Because
How's everyone look?
I could use at least one healing spell.
I could too.
And
Okay. Is
Gina
everybody
could
need
take one if there's spare.
Okay. Yeah, I've got 3, but we'll have to stay another day, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, can't you rest? Can you rest for 4 hours and get your spells back, or do you have to rest a whole day?
I think it's 4 hours. So
Well, we can just start in the afternoon. It's not like our dungeon excursions take a long time.
true.
Do a half day.
Yeah.
Okay. Gina, and you get 2, and the other 2 guys get 7 each.
Okay.
All right.
Beautiful. Full health.
Same here.
How you feeling, Gina?
Good enough.
You're staying behind me this time.
Alrighty, adventurers. So it is midday of Star Day. It is midday of Sunday. It is a little bit colder than it was the previous day. It is raining slightly. It rains from the morning to the early evening, or early afternoon, rather. But it is a light rain. You make your way back to Castle Greyhawk.
Okay.
Nothing pauses to attempt to eat you.
We do regain hit points from resting, correct?
Yes,
Yeah.
it is warm and comfortable in the longhouse, so you are absolutely able to get back a hit point of rest there.
Excellent.
Oh, we lost you there, Doomsword. All right, so back in. Are you entering in through the cistern again?
It's the only way we know in at the moment.
Yeah. Well,
There's
unless
the
we want
towers.
Yeah.
We
One
don't
of
go
the
to the
towers
towers.
has an entrance, I think.
I
But
mean, the only reason I'm concerned about the towers is if something's changed. But other than that, yeah, we go down the cistern.
All right.
you want to go meet a sexy metal lady?
No, I wanna make sure there's not a big neon sign that says "New Evil Guy moved in."
Oh, come on! I only watched you tear one of my comrades in half and poison another one. I mean, come on, it'll be fine.
Well, you live, so it'll be fine.
I did the smart thing.
Well, setting aside the Hajime Soriyama fantasies of Average, you descend down the cistern,
All right.
and once again find yourselves where, viewers, you can see it right on camera there. Which direction do you wish to go?
I think we should still try to finish the orcs, or at least figure out what's going on, which on my viewer seems to be to the bottom of my screen this time.
Yes, the camera we're using is oriented slightly differently. I will have to adjust that. It's sitting on a boom arm, not on a tripod right now. So I'll have to hop up and adjust that for you gentlemen. Now this time the door is still open. It's been less than a day. No traps seem to have been reset, at least up to the point where you've gotten earlier.
I guess Turgo, go ahead. Make sure it's okay.
I'm gonna shoot.
That's how it
Turgo
seems.
None of us want to go
Yeah,
first.
Right. Well, now I've got a poll, so I feel a little bit better about things. And after last time, I see I'm going to have to check the ceiling as well as the floor and the sides of the walls everywhere I go.
It's almost like a dungeon is a dangerous place.
It seems that way, does it not?
All right. Remember to check the door. Probing along as you move ahead of the party. How far ahead of the party are you going, by the way?
I think we had established about 40 feet.
All right. Okay, moving ahead, crossing the pit carefully, watching out for any, any changes in the trap and whatnot. You move on down through the chambers. There's really no sign other than what you left behind. It's really no different. Now the door in the sort of natural hollow spot that seemed to join two sections of complex is not ajar. It is closed. It is shut. The way is shut.
One of those doors with a pull ring on it.
Yes.
Right. I'll move carefully up to the door, looking at the ground and stuff, make sure there's not some kind of tripwire or something. And I'll put my ear up against the door and see if I hear anything from beyond.
All right. Only the faint scratching of ear seekers do you hear. You don't hear anything.
Okay. I back off from the door enough to be within earshot of these guys and tell them it seems clear beyond, unless something's being silent.
Now let's pause for a minute while I go ahead and adjust that camera. And again, viewers, normally we have a fairly static video setup going. It's just tonight. My ever reliable webcam decided to not be reliable tonight, so I'm using the DSLR, which is basically equivalent of using an Abrams tank to go get groceries. But bear with me a moment.
Do we want me to open the door with the bill hook again?
That seems to be the safest way.
I mean, we can, so why not, right?
Right.
And I just want to, I try to remember, this was we went through this door and then the piercers struck us.
Yeah, this door was the door with the spiked board, which hit you in the face. And then the door after that was the door with the piercers. Those piercers, though, they're just creatures. Those aren't really a resettable trap.
One hopes not.
Well, wasn't there 3 doors though? There was like one in the hallway, and then one at the end of the room with the alcoves, and then we went through the fire room. And toward the end of that was when the piercers.
There was a room with fire, but we never went in.
That's where went in there.
There was the time where I found the trap in one door, then went to the next door and got doused in, like almost set on fire,
right,
and shot by arrow. So we never actually got past that door. When we tried to come back the last time, you got hit by rocks.
Same door was the piercer thing. Yeah.
So it's like we've never gone beyond this point. We keep getting here and having to go back.
Well, clearly it's a speed issue, so let's just open it with the bill hook and I'll run in.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fine with me. Whenever the DM's ready, I rolled a 1 for the opening of doors.
Thank you, everyone, for your patience. I hope everyone can see that at least somewhat clearly now.
Mm-hmm.
The section of dungeon. And, of course, in the middle or lower right middle of the screen is what we're using as the guidon for our party, so I don't have to pick up and move the entire cluster of miniatures just when it becomes necessary for a good old-fashioned Donnybrook. Yes? All right. So that is where you're at. What will you do, adventurers?
Applying bill to door with a 1 on the D6.
Okay. You yank the door open, and the chamber beyond is much as you left it before. It reeks in here, by the way, because there's the mashed up bodies of a couple of piercers
Haha, that was our own trap.
So the orcs haven't come back through this way, which means we might find more interesting passages out other parts of the dungeon here, which is good. So this next door is the one we've never gone past.
It's a big moment.
Should I start singing the Kill the Orc song then?
No, 3 inches of blood. Just don't sing it so on key that we get hit by the Google bots listening for violations of Warner Media's.
Ask my girlfriend. I can't sing anything on key.
Turgo, do you want to go listen at the next door, see if you hear anything, and check to see if it looks trapped or etc.?
I want to move up there as silently as possible and as carefully as possible, looking at the ceiling to see if there's any more piercers or anything like that. Watching the ground and that sort of thing.
All right, on the rough ceiling above you, you do not see anything other than the living rock. You move away absolutely silent. You're as silent as the wind. And are you going to check the door for traps? Or are you going to listen?
Yeah, so this one has a pull ring as well. I mean, no lock mechanism or anything like that.
Doesn't seem to be a lock mechanism. No, not on this side. Pull ring as before. But what do you wish to do first? Check for traps or listen?
Yes, I'd like to check for traps.
All right.
Surveying the door as closely and expertly as I can.
Okay, yeah, you don't detect any traps.
All right, I'll put my ear up to the door and attempt to listen.
What is your hear noise ability?
It is a 15.
Which means you failed all the other ones.
Yeah, you don't hear anything either.
Okay. Come back and motion to the guys that it seems to be clear.
Sir Average, do you want to take the honors?
I think this one pushes open if memory serves. It doesn't pull. But I can, yeah.
And remember, when you open it, duck to the side. Don't stand in front of it like you always do.
There's a bit of an angled corridor here, so I don't kind of have much choice.
But at least duck.
Well, I'm already short. That's a 2 for my strength.
And by the way, if anyone would like to see a hilarious or deadly trap, if you want to just subscribe to us on Patreon at the $5 tier, I will unleash one lethal trap on the party tonight. I'm just kidding.
That's what happened with the piercer.
You have to be $10. You have to be $10 tier for me to throw a insta death trap at them. All right. The door. Give me an open doors roll, please.
That was a 2.
That was a 2. The door does not budge.
I open doors in a 1 through 5. Okay.
I know you do. It creaks mightily, but it does not. It does not budge.
They nailed it shut. They don't want us coming in.
I mean, you are entirely. You can make another attempt if you wish. Absolutely.
Can Gene and Sir Average kind of like bust on it at the same time? Would that help? Like
well, if you guys, that would be more of a breaking down the door attempt. You'd have to batter it with your shoulders, but you can absolutely do that.
Shall we give it a try?
Do we want to use the thief's head as leverage?
Nah.
You just got it in for the thief. I don't understand this.
He can try, I'm going to keep last watch.
Do it
right after when he goes to sleep.
Do it.
So,
yeah.
So Sir Average and Gene will both shoulder the door. Gene doesn't help He rolled a 6.
I rolled a 1.
Okay, well, that's less of a door opening thing and more of a you are battering down the door with your shoulders things. And it takes it's going to take you a few turns. I mean, you're crashing into it over and over again and hearing, the wood start to groan, and so it's going to take a while.
Would it be faster to apply axe?
Potentially, yes. Or were you asking the other players?
Do that. Yeah.
I mean, we have followers with axes, and we both have exceptional strength. So, pass axe.
My people don't have axes.
Mine do.
Well, cool.
I was smart.
Yeah, I'm gonna back off a little bit from the door and ready an arrow in that direction. I mean, it's making a hell of a lot of noise, right?
We're going to be making noise
if
anyway.
anything comes through, I'd like to shoot them.
I'm not going to be in that crowded area.
Bejeebus has got his crossbow ready, and he's going to be watching behind us as well in case something else comes from the other direction.
Good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Jeenan, you take an axe, and I take an axe.
Yep.
And,
Well, let's see if we can chop this door down.
yep. Swiss Army
Okay.
knife of dungeon materials.
You hack and chop at the door for a good stretch of time. It takes you a full more than a turn, a couple of turns of chopping at the door. Who is in the rear most of the party?
I think Valoric and Bejeebus.
Okay.
Followers, too.
And the followers. Okay.
And Bejeebus is keeping an eye out, so.
That's fine. Bejeebus, some distance away, perhaps. You think maybe. Let me see here. Quick gander here.
And that's how the party got eaten by wandering rust monsters.
Perhaps somewhere near the opening of the cave, you're sort of a snuffling sound, so it's grunting like a small pig might make, perhaps.
I'm going to pass it back up the line and let everybody know something's coming up behind us.
It is absolutely coming closer, by the way.
And through
If
the
I
game
can,
of
I'd
telephone,
like
by
to
the time
turn.
Gene hears it, he's like, "No, I don't want any ham right now."
Yeah, right. What do you mean there's a powdered wig? No, there's a hairy pig.
How'd the hippogriffs get back down here?
Yeah, exactly. All right. Well, I just printed this bad boy up today, and it's kind of fun that I get to use it.
The
Clothing
beholder?
into view for those in the rear of the party.
It's a devil.
Well, I wasn't going to use the beholder, but that's a lot more fun than what I had planned.
Ooh. A pig holder.
The pig holder.
It's just a snout.
Just a flying snout.
It's a snout, and it has stalks that are snouts.
Yeah.
God, my rust monster comment was right, wasn't it?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I was right. I'm glad I'm not in the back.
There is a pair of rust monsters hoving into view, waving their little feelers around and scuttling towards the party.
Hey, Bejeebus is letting everybody know rust monster.
We got spears.
Sir Average, do you have spikes or something? Can't you toss
those
them to go away?
Those of you,
Oh, yeah,
who
I
have,
can.
those of you who have been smashing the door open, you hear a great shout and tumult now. something is either preparing for your entry or coming to stop your entry.
Surrounded.
That's fine. We can hack our way through whoever comes through this door, so I'm content to pause and wait. Yeah, actually, Jeanin, you have a good idea, and I can buy more of these later. So, crazy idea. Let's just throw our axes past the rust monsters and see if they'll eat them.
All right.
They aren't expensive. And axes, that's the reason why I got them. They're cheap.
The axes of the rust monsters are upon you.
Baruch Kazad!
Barak Kazad, Kazad I Menu. All right.
Thank you.
You're quite welcome. Okay, giving in to their hunger for ferrous metal, the rust monsters turn around and shuffle off and proceed to eat the X's.
Did you toss them outside of the door?
I tossed
So we
them as
can
far as
shut
I
the
could
door.
throw them and like get their attention.
So yeah, that's just like a normal axe throw distance. But you hear sort of a metallic crunching sound. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, let's reveal what's behind door number 2.
A herd of Tarask.
Let me remove the axes from their character sheets, because otherwise I'll forget.
Sir Average, do you still have some iron spikes?
I do. May I recommend the wizard just go and close the door behind the rust monsters?
Definitely.
Don't forget the pit.
We could just put them in the pit.
That's what I was thinking. Find a way to shove them into the pit.
Come here. As you hold a spike. Come
Roll the
here.
spike.
Oh boy.
Just hold a couple of daggers out for them. We're going to get a few more off the orcs here soon anyway. It'll be fine. Oh, they won't be a problem.
That sort of statement is what usually you say just before you get killed. So
That's fair. No, that's the kind of thing Sir Average has said at this point and hasn't died yet, so.
yet.
Yet.
Usually somebody else gets hurt.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Actually. Yeah. Wait a second.
See, that deal I made with Iris paying off, man. Hey, I didn't ask for any healing. I'm actually still a few hit points down, so I might bite it this time. Whoever comes through is eating a greatsword.
Another rust monster.
That's what I was about to say.
Yeah, literally.
The orcs have rust monsters on sticks and they're prodding up ahead.
Okay, so
If you're a fan of Labyrinth, you know that scene.
Yeah.
I think I should probably center that a little bit better, or can you guys make that out okay?
I can make out that there's a whole lot of orcs,
Yeah.
Yes.
which is all I need to know.
Yeah.
And very little room to maneuver.
Is that a doorway on the right, or is that just black felt sitting off to the side?
I think that's just black felt thing.
That is just black
Okay.
felt off to the side. So you were ready, just from the sound of the orcs, they were ready. We are once again using the miniature for Turgo as our guide on, because that's not that narrow of a space in real life. But of course, you know, we deal with varying scales as best we can here on the show. There is room up there for 2 of you to fight abreast in the doorway. The orcs are back about 15 feet and armed with bows, and there are spear-armed orcs behind them. You burst through the door, so you've got a large enough distance to cover in a single round that moving into melee with them will take an entire round before you can melee with them. So we'll go around the table. Let's see. And Lord Corion, what are you doing?
I'm nervously watching rust monsters in the back.
All right. They are happily crunching away. Apparently no threat. Valoric and Bejeebus.
Didn't Bejeebus close the door on the critters? Didn't he close the door behind us?
Oh, yeah. So I guess
we're
closed
okay
door.
unless they eat the hinges off the door.
Okay.
So Bejeebus is going to be getting his his long sword ready in case somebody.
I'm leaning on the door. That's what I'm doing.
And Valoric is preparing command.
All right. Mark, what is Gina doing?
Charge. Let's try charge.
Yeah.
Charge with a capital C. Okay.
Can he charge specifically at one of the bowmen instead of one of the spearmen because he knows what to do with? He knows what they'll do with the spear.
The bowmen are in the front rank, so yes.
Good.
However, when the spearmen see you start sprinting towards them, they do have long spears. They will set and they will strike first.
Yep.
So how about Average?
Can I hew at the spears as I come in?
They'll still strike you first.
That's fine. But can I hew it? If I can get 2 spears with a swing, I mean, if not, I'll just kill an orc. But
I mean,
that's what great swords were for.
You will. You can do as you wish. Let me answer that. Answer it with that. You may do as you wish. You can certainly try to disarm or destroy a sword. How about Turgo, Doomsword? What's Turgo doing? Just kind of stepping out of the way?
Yeah, just kind of hanging back with my bow drawn and an arrow knocked. If I can get a shot, I'll take one. If not, I'm going to see how it plays out.
You could counter fire, but it looks like 2 of your party members are sprinting past you. Charges go before initiative, but the spears will strike you as you run towards them. Mm-hmm. So you're going to take each 2 spear thrusts. Mm-hmm. That is a hit on Genin. That is a miss on Genin. That is a miss on Average. That is a hit on Average. So Genin takes 3 points of damage. Average takes 1 point of damage. And you may now counterattack the bowmen who are frantically dropping their bows and trying to draw their scimitars.
And we get a +2 on attack from a charge?
That is correct.
I'm still hewing it.
Total miss.
Okay.
But serious question for the DM. Can I try and hew at multiple spears or just one?
Just the one.
I may as well just kill an orc then.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, that's probably a hit, 13 plus math. And then that's going to be 4 plus math in damage.
You reduce one orc into 2 half orcs.
How many orcs are there here?
It's what you see. This is not an abstraction. So you cut down 1 orc archer and you've got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 orcs in this chamber in total. You have slain 1, so they're now a total of 9. Let me see. Spearman. All right, so an orc with a scimitar to the far right is going to attack. He will lean in. Was Genin on the right or was Genin on the left?
Who knows? Hold on. Let me find it. Let me roll the dice.
Flip a coin.
I was on the right, I guess.
Okay, it does not matter because you are missed. The orc hacks at you with his scimitar and shouts a malediction in his own tongue. There are 2 large orcs admonishing them all to horrible effect against you. Now we roll initiative, and I will say, James, go ahead and roll initiative.
4.
The party goes first. Missile fire going first. If Turgo wishes to take a shot, you may.
I do.
Roll it.
That's a miss.
All right.
Shoots me in the back of the head.
No, he missed. He does not shoot you in the back of the head.
See, I got your back.
Yeah, that's the beauty part. So, command is a 1-segment spell. Who are you commanding?
I guess the closest orc to me.
Okay.
And I guess it's the one in the middle of the doorway. If he's still standing.
Yes, he is.
Okay. In my best orcish, I'm going to tell him to defect.
All right.
Good word choice.
Good word choice. So let's see. Let us take a quick gander then and see. All right.
His intelligence is 13 or more, or has 6 or more hit dice. He has a save. Otherwise, he.
In his case, neither.
If he has 13 or more intelligence, he should be leading the group.
He shrugs his shoulders and turns and walks straight towards your skirmish line.
Okay.
And his fellows are yelling and throwing things at him and so on. This will only last for 1 round, by the way.
Yeah.
So he walks over and is now standing with you.
Okay.
Well, he fired this round, so he nods. He just nods. He's drawing his scimitar.
Okay.
So, anyone else? Anyone at all? Nope.
For
another
attacks?
arrow.
Yeah, was that the and I've got a second arrow, but
Yes, you've got a second arrow, so go ahead.
yeah, that hits armor class 4.
All right, let's see. You do not prang one of your fellows in the back, so go ahead and roll your damage.
Excellent. And that's 5.
All right. You fire it into one of the orcs in the gaggle, and he yells and curses you, but does not go down. New round. Let's go around the table. What are you doing there, Lord Corion?
Well, I'm in the back. Can I get a javelin by somebody?
You mean as a pole arm or throwing it?
Throwing it.
There's a target-rich environment down there, so you can certainly try.
You know what? I think I'm just gonna guard this door.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Are you allowed to murder our orc friend? Is that something your character would do?
I didn't think he walked over to us. Maybe, maybe not. Depends.
All right. Yeah, no, he's kind of standing in the no man's land between you, and he's spun on his heel, and he's drawing he's got his scimitar out, and he's turning to face his friends this round. Valoric and Bejeebus.
Valoric is gonna just prepare his short sword, and Bejeebus is gonna draw the crossbow and take a shot.
Alrighty. How about Jeanin? You're muted, Mark.
Jeanin will hit things with swords.
Hit things with swords. I'm guessing Average is going to Savarage the opponents.
I have one hammer and everything looks like nails.
I gotcha. How about Turgo? More arrows from Turgo?
Yes, sir.
The master would approve of the arrow fire. All right. Let's see. Initiative. How about Mark? Roll initiative for us, Mark.
1. Sadly.
All right. 1 is the loneliest in it, and you will lose. All right. The orc. Oh, he hacks at one of the other orcs. He draws a little bit of blood, but then he shakes his head and he looks at his hands in a moment of horror, and then looks up and goes, "Ah, what I do?" And his fellow next to him like grabs him by the shoulder, shakes him, slaps him, and turns him around to face you guys. It's like, oh yeah. The other orcs, you've got one on the left and one on the right with scimitars. One on the left is attacking Jeanin. One on the right is attacking Average. Jeanin, you are missed. Average, you are hit. Oh, a nasty blow from a scimitar for 5 points of damage.
Yeah, that didn't feel great.
All right. And a couple of orc spearmen in the rearmen. Miss and a miss. So the orc spearmen have missed. You've gotten nicked up in melee. Do your thing, adventurers.
That's a 1.
That's a miss. You wind up with that great sword and it just sticks in the ceiling. Ha ha!
I believe a 17 will hit an orc.
You believe correctly.
I believe that 11 points of damage will do something bad to an orc.
I believe he will die. I believe you will slay him. All right. The orc is no more. Next up.
Majibus fired his crossbow, if that was available.
Yes. Go ahead and make your 2-hit roll with that.
Got a 20 and damage of 4.
Oh, excellent. And you didn't hit a party member in the back with it. All right.
I missed with my first arrow.
That's fine. All right. So you did 4 points of damage?
Yeah.
All right. A resilient orc. A very resilient orc does not does not fall. Any further melee from the party? Anyone?
Does Valoric have a shot to stab at anyone, or is he's
there's only 3, or there's only room for a couple across, unfortunately, in the upper.
So he's just. I guess who's hurt the worst up there on the front line? Who's got the least hit points left?
I'm in single digits, I think. Well, actually, I know I am, but I don't know where Jeanin's at.
Jeanin's at 5 out of 10.
Okay, yeah, then we're in the same boat then. He healed Jeanin first.
And that boat is growing across the river Styx.
Can Valoric heal Jeanin?
So Valoric begins casting Cure Light Wounds.
Yeah.
Yes, you may certainly start that process now.
Okay.
It will go off in the next round.
All right.
I think that finishes it. The orcs are really, really pushing to get through the front lines and slaughter you, but they are 3 abreast, and backed up by 2 with spears. So you have 3 performing melee in the front, 2 backing them up with spears. The rest are behind them cheering and yelling for their fellows to slay the lot of you. Kill the men, kill the elves, take their gold for ourselves.
Pretty catchy, really.
It is.
I like it.
Should I take my second arrow shot?
Yes, you may take your second arrow shot.
That's a miss as well.
All right. Hey, every miss is a chance that you did not shoot a party member in the back. So look at
That's
it like
true.
that. So
And it
in the new
reduces the
round,
probability.
in the new round, Lord Corian still watching the rear.
Still watching the rear.
Valoric is casting CLW on to Genin. What about Bejeebus?
I guess he'll take another shot.
All right. Mark, how about Genin continuing to fight?
Continuing to stab things with sharp, pointy things. Yes.
All right. Insert knife into orc. Gotcha.
Yes.
Let's see. How about Average? Same sheet of music.
Cast sword.
All right. And Turgo loosing arrows.
Missile fire.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Let's roll initiative then. Doomsword, why don't you go ahead and roll initiative?
6.
Damn.
Nice.
That's really good. Okay. Missile fire comes first. Those of you firing missiles, may do so.
8.
That will miss.
That's armor class 5.
That will hit.
2 points of damage.
Okay. Yeah, nope, that orc is still up also. Any more missile fire? Nope. Okay. We're going to do melee, and then your healing spell goes off, and then the second missile attack. So, Genin, you are missed. Genin, you are severely missed.
Wait,
I thought
we
we were
haven't
going
gone
first.
Oh, that's right. You guys have got a melee round. My mistake. Shucks. They're too fast for me. Go ahead, do it.
15 will hit, you say, right?
Yes, a 15 will hit.
Okay. So
Does it-
I do.
does a 12 hit, including my strength?
That's 12 total.
Yeah.
Not wait, you're a second level fighter?
Yeah, I don't think it will. That
No.
hits. Yeah.
No, you stay in the same bracket, even though you're second
Damn.
level, so no.
I did 10 points of damage.
Wow, that orc ceases to exist.
Shunk, shunk.
You delete on him. So he's gone.
Shuffled off this mortal coil.
Bereft of life, he rests in pieces.
Definitely pieces.
Yes.
Lovely plumage.
Okay. So anyone else to melee? Anyone else? Nope. All right. Now the orcs will go. All right. Well, there's one less left of the orcs up front. So, Genin, you are only taking 2 attacks: 1 scimitar, 1 spear. That's a miss with a scimitar. That's a miss with a spear. You're a dwarf. They're average, and consequently, orcs have a raging hate boner for you. So,
Woo!
will that get me knocked off a YouTube hate boner? I don't know.
Probably not.
That is a miss. That is a hit. And that is a miss. So you take 2 more points of damage from a scimitar blow.
Yep.
End of round. Cure Light Wounds goes. Go ahead, and I can roll it, or you can roll it. You're combat medic.
I did 6 points.
Awesome.
Okay.
Nice.
All righty. Top of the new round. Let's see.
Missile fire, please.
Oh, missile fire. I'm sorry. Missile fire. Second missile fire.
No problem. It's a miss anyway.
Okay.
Something professional DM. Something.
All right. So you've rushed them back. They're looking a little nervous, but they're going to stay in it. In the new round. Lord Corian, what will you do? What will you do?
Well, I just realized I actually did have a bow on me. So maybe I got it out by now and all.
That stick that kept gouging you in the back under your cloak. You're like, oh, this thing, right?
But that's a miss. So
No. We're just taking declarations.
oh, I was gonna say I was gonna attack with that bow.
Okay, so you're gonna shoot. Is Valoric casting another cure spell?
Yes, on the rowdy little dwarf.
Much
right.
appreciated.
Mark, Genin continuing to insert sword into orc.
Stabby, stabby.
I'm assuming the same of Average.
Mm-hmm.
Turgo firing arrows.
Yep.
Says Bejeebus.
And Bejeebus, right, of course. Let's see. Then Doomsword, roll initiative for us, please.
4.
Party goes first. Missile fire goes first.
Yes, 17.
Yeah, I hit armor class 8.
The armor class 8 is a miss. The 17 is a hit. You do not pot one of your fellows in the back.
Good.
I hit armor
Good
class
point.
7.
Armor class 7. Let me see. That's one of those. I gotta look cases. Let's see. Any additional missile fire, or was that all of it?
Bejeebus got 2 points on the attack he made.
Okay. That orc is still up. Armor class 7. That will miss.
Harley, quit.
Those darn rust monsters make a
Quit.
racket.
Yeah,
That's a rough monster.
Yeah.
Oh, your jokes are improving.
Are they?
I mean, that was better than the previous two.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
They can only get better.
Yeah.
We're barking up the wrong tree otherwise.
The Ed Wood approach. You know, you thought it was terrible? Worst thing you'd ever seen? Well, wait till you see my next one. All right. So yeah, that will miss, and they will some counterattacks. So
hold up, DM.
What?
We
get
get to
to
hit
murder
stuff.
now.
They have missile fire.
Oh,
Okay.
are they allowed?
I don't think so.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
Only at the start of their turn, damn it. Not ours.
You see an orc step up with one of his short curved orc bows, draw it, take an aim, and fires true. The arrow flies forward about 6 feet and lands right in the back of the skull of the orc that is currently fighting. One of the orcs currently fighting Genin.
It was the poor one that got command cast on. He's just really confused right now.
I yell,
And I mean,
thank
it
you.
buries itself in his skull. So the orc with a scimitar in front of Genin is now dead.
That was mine.
So you now only have one target in front of you, and he has a spear. That, folks, is what firing into melee gets you. Okay. Let's move on.
Okay. Dead orc.
A one-time $20 Patreon donation, and I will send an ogre in after the party.
We can hear you.
I know you can.
That's a dead orc. That's like a
However,
fat co of negative. That's like a fat co of -1.
Okay,
like
yeah.
11 damage.
However, anyone in the adventuring party who wishes to make a counter offer, should someone step up.
I hit with both weapons and did, I think, a total of 12 points of damage.
Okay, so you destroy your target. I don't really need you to roll damage there for Average. You destroy yours. There are now other orcs with scimitars who are not looking real enthusiastic about the prospect of running into the monster processor, where monsters come in the front of the skirmish line and go out the back of it as a thin red slurry. Second missile, I think, and then first monster melee.
All right.
Ooh, 20.
Yeah, 19 will hit, though.
And that's 5 points of damage.
Okay, that is that orc is still up. Go ahead and roll your yours there, Corian.
I got 4.
Okay, your targets are still up, but they have new hat racks built in. Their leaders are still admonishing them to great to great deals. You know, it's funny. I keep offering chances for our viewing audience to buy terrible things for you guys, and while nobody's taking me up on it, the number of viewers has increased. Perhaps, perhaps they're waiting for the right time. I've invented a new form of super chat, the super death.
I think it's excellent.
A $5 super death.
No, they want to help us. That's why they haven't jumped.
Oh, okay. In case somebody jumps in to try and bid up a player death, they're standing by to bid it back down. Is that what you're saying?
Can we
Yes,
get
exactly.
can we get a $10 Phoenix down? Just
All right. Alrighty, all that silliness aside, counter melees from 3 orcs, 2 because they hate dwarves are going directly at Average, and 1 is going at Genin.
that's okay.
That's a miss on Average. That's a miss on Average. That is a hit on Genin. Genin, you take 5 more points of damage. Stab.
Sorry, mate.
Okay, how's Genin doing right now?
Well, because he got healed, he's now back to where he was a round ago.
Aha. Okay.
Yeah.
He was at 5, healed, back down to 5.
Yep.
I'm at
The
4.
cleric's like, I told you not to run around, you would tear your stitches open. But in this case, the orc tore your stitches open for you.
Speaking of healing, Valoric heals Sir Average for 5 points.
Well, there you go. You guys are making that very convenient for me.
I'm almost back up to double digits.
Okay. The orcs, the 2 large orcs in the room are yelling in orcish, not 1 step back. Don't give them an inch, you maggots. Don't let them through this line. Kill them all. We'll be great heroes. Hextor will or no, he doesn't say Hextor. He says old 6 arms will reward you greatly. Otherwise, you'll spend an eternity eating shit in hell. I want to mention the most recent scary bestiary Average sent against us, but I don't want to give the DM ideas. No, give the DM ideas. All right, next round. Bold adventurers, what will you do? What will you do?
I think I got a missile fire left, right? Or
Oh,
did
you
I
do?
use the
Okay,
second
that's
one?
right. Keep forgetting. It's not a crossbow. It's a bow.
Right. Just a short bow, whatever.
All right.
It's a miss anyway.
All right. Anyone else? Nope. All right. Party declarations, missile fire from those that can missile fire.
Yep.
How about
Fire.
Yes.
How about Valoric?
Did I burn your last healing spell already? Let's go.
Bajibus is going to do another crossbow, and I guess Valoric's going to do another healing on Genin.
All right. Genin, you're going to stand there and be vended on?
Yes.
All right. Average going to hack and slay. All right, then Mark, roll initiative for us, please.
3.
Orcs go first. That is a miss from an orc's short bow. And there are, let's see. Well, there's 3 have moved up in the melee, so it doesn't matter. But there's now a total of 5 of them in the room. There's 2 large orcs blocking the retreat of the smaller orcs, I should point out. That is a miss on Genin. That is a miss on Genin. That is a miss on Average. That finishes the orcs' attacks.
Nope.
Missile fire first.
That hits armor class 6.
That is a hit.
2 points of damage.
You do not pot a party member in the back, so
Great.
20 with a crossbow, 1 point.
all right. You do not shoot at somebody in the back for that 1 point.
And I get somebody for 6.
Somebody takes 6 points of damage.
That's a good way of putting it.
That is also not in the back of a party member.
Small victories.
2 of the orcs fall to missile fires. So there are 3 orcs remaining in the room. You guys really did good having that one orc shoot his fellow in the back of the head.
Let's see if I hit anything.
I didn't.
I think a 16 will hit, yes?
That will hit, yes.
I hit with both of my weapons. I do 11 points of damage.
You cut that orc down. There are only the 2 larger ones left.
Excellent.
They already attacked. Any more missile fire from the party? Any second round missile fire?
Second round. Hey, that's
Yeah, that hits.
Nice.
I hit armor class 4. Yes.
I rolled a 20 and I'll hit for 3.
All right. Neither of you hit your fellows. Doomsword, how much damage did Turgo do?
5.
Okay. You drop one of them.
All right.
The remaining one is turning to flee, but at the end of this round, go ahead and do your healing for Valoric there, James.
4 points.
How many?
I'm sorry, how much?
4.
4. Okay. All right, so this one is turning to flee. He is, you may attack him at +4, everyone within melee range.
Let's have a look.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, that'll hit.
All right.
Well, does a 15 hit?
Yes.
Okay. 8 damage.
Okay, roll your 9. Yeah, you guys sliced the remaining orc down.
It's like what
And
happens? He takes 17.
Yeah. He essentially ceases to exist.
That's what you get for running.
So what's just beyond that that part of the room we can't quite see? That's is it a corridor?
I will reveal more in just a moment.
Gina wants to take a look at what's next while someone else can loot the bodies for now.
Yeah, I'm gonna back you up and just start making sure they're dead.
Yeah.
So just a sword and each
Yeah,
of
and
their
I'll
throats.
leave.
The hand of God is taking our loot away.
Yeah.
Quickly, somebody count the number of orcs we just killed.
I think it was 10, wasn't it?
There was 10 of them.
The DM always shortchanges us.
Yeah. I suggest we pile up some of their weaponry up by the door there in case those
Rust
monsters come
hungry.
through.
Get a buffet for them.
Yeah. I'm going to hand my 2 followers a couple of those scimitars, just so that they have sidearms that aren't spears again.
Makes sense.
I mean, they still do D8, so. Congratulations, Leo, Nerm. You get swords now. Why are they always orc weapons? Are you complaining? Oh god, we're fighting more of them.
It does look that way.
I'm out of healing spells, guys.
Well, there's only, what, 3 of them?
Well, we're about to find out if he takes them away.
That's fair.
They're great orcs.
What is that, a shaman up there or something?
Yeah.
Can we get the rest of the party in here, please?
Sorry for the shaky cam. I did not. I hope I did not induce any nausea in our viewers. What level of Patreon donation is needed for Catablepus? I don't know. Go to the Patreon page and throw down a one-time donation, and we'll see.
Yeah.
I will not take any responsibility for any relationship difficulties that may arise from such donations.
Yeah, that's my girlfriend. Thank you.
Bill, you should set something like, so many dollars per hit dice or something.
Oh god.
Ooh.
That gets expensive real quick.
Yeah. But if someone then wants us to fight, a greater demon,
Okay.
hey, they could spend the money.
Yeah, right. I just dropped $100 in a D&D game.
All right, so there are 3 orcs in the chamber beyond, and they are turning and running. They have a head start of about 30 feet, and that is what you see in that general direction.
Gene yells out, "Arrows!" because he doesn't have his bow out. So
Let's go ahead and roll initiative to see who's going to be able to do what, though.
Who wants to roll?
It's up to you guys to pick somebody to roll.
Okay.
5.
Nice.
It is a tie, so they are running and your arrows are flying. Go ahead and take a shot.
Miss.
16.
That's a hit.
4 points.
Armor class 6. Yep.
Yes, that will hit.
4 points as well.
Nice.
They take wounds, but they're still up and they are opening. They're ducking around a corner and you hear a creaking sound as if a door is being opened, and then you hear shouting in orc voices.
shall we loot these bodies and leave because we're out of healing, or shall we see who shows up?
Maybe run around there and bar that door.
Yeah.
Let's double check what's through the door. That they're not letting out the rest of the rust monsters or something.
I mean, we can't keep running back and clearing one room a day here. So
Yeah.
What were they shouting in Orcish? Was it just unintelligible or screaming?
They broke through the bodyguard.
yeah, I do speak Orcish. So
Yeah, they broke through the bodyguard. Here they come.
That means we took out the difficult guys. So
Maybe.
Let's press the advantage.
Yeah.
Let's go in and see what there is and try to do as much by missile fire as possible.
Okay, so you're going around the corner to where they went, correct?
yeah,
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
as fast as my
By
little
the
orc
time you
legs will
get
take
there,
me.
hang on.
By the time we get there, 20 more orcs flood the room.
From the back passage. Yeah, I didn't have the chance to check for any new construction. Shifting corridor
somebody-
time.
The drone's got a lock
Yep.
right on Turgo. There we go.
It's time for the Coville screw.
The party is about to be drone struck. All right, so the door to the south is now shut. The way is shut. You cannot get out. You're not sure if they've barred it or what.
And it is the southern door that they went into?
They ducked around to the left. You did not see them open the door to the north. So,
okay.
Unless orcs can become invisible or fly.
Don't give yourself ideas.
Invisible flying orcs. Yes, I like it. I like it.
Let's get the door open. Let's just at the very least see what's on the other side.
Is there a southern door there, or is that just more cloth? I can't.
No, it's a southern door.
Okay, so there's two doors. There's a north and south.
There's a north and a south door.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Let's listen to some doors.
Yeah.
Jeanin will listen to the north door.
All right. Jeanin doesn't hear anything. The southern door. You don't really need to make it. They aren't attempting to be quiet. There are shouts and, get ready, get your arrows. Don't you run, you maggots. We'll eat man flesh tonight. Ah.
That's at the southern door?
That's at the southern door, yes.
Okay.
Any obvious threat at the northern door?
No obvious threats.
Well, I mean, there's no shouting coming behind that one.
You didn't hear anything, no. Well, Jeanin reports that he didn't hear anything.
Jeanin, are you thinking what I'm thinking?
Stab?
I think we all file into the room where it's quiet and we wait.
Ooh.
They come out.
Let's give it a try.
All right. Who's opening the door to the north, please?
Sir Average.
Sure.
Find
Door
dwarf, please.
That's a 3.
That's a 3.
Open the door.
Okay, you're able to open it. And you're rather surprised because you didn't hear anything. There are 2 orcs standing there with scimitars and 2 orcs behind them with spears, and they're going to spend the surprise segment stabbing you.
It beats them surprising us later.
So you take 1 spear thrust for 6 points of damage.
Okay, that hurts.
Ah! So let me move the cloth away from the north.
So you found the trap again, basically?
No, I found the company that was ready to ambush us. Same effect, really. I still lost hit points.
You opened a door and lost hit points, yes.
Yeah, I'm down to 3.
This is a very common thing for Sir Average.
Yeah. I mean, when you play a fighter, what's the currency you work in?
Blood and skulls.
It's hit points, right?
Yeah.
I may have to retreat here and grab my bow, though.
Yeah, I think you should.
You might want to think about it, too.
Yeah, I want to get the people with bows to the best advantage.
Okay,
Not
so
hitting the back of the head.
the bulk of the party is in this space as you are facing the southern door. I almost feel like we should bring up all of the character minis here, and would that be helpful to you guys? Would you prefer that?
Sure.
Okay.
That means they're coming through the southern door as well.
Yeah.
Could be. Could be.
Could one of us bar the southern door with something? Is there a way to bar the door?
Then the
Let's get
joke
one
is
of
it
the-
opens inward.
Let's get one of the dead orc scimitars and shove it through.
Yeah.
Pile all the furniture behind the door, and then it just opens inward.
I was a bit ambitious there, audience and brave adventurers. There's not enough room for me to cram 11 character minis into that space, but you kind of get an idea there. You've got Valoric is facing the southern door, as is, I presume, Turgo. Average has turned around. Genin is in the mix there, of course. The men-at-arms are yelling, if we break through the south, they're coming at us from the north. What do we do? But they don't sound like they've lost heart.
You sit down, shut up, and present spears.
Well, not sit down. We don't.
more, less fear and more like, okay, what's our next move? What is our tactic here? What will you have us do?
I think, Sir Average, I think our tactic should be to allow the missile fire to hit these orcs as much as possible. So we should back off.
Yeah.
To allow missile fire on the orcs.
I can get my bow out now, so
Yeah.
Okay.
When your followers have more hit points than you do, you should probably retreat.
Yeah, probably.
Alrighty, so you're going to lay down covering fire and pull back. Is that what I'm hearing? I just want to make sure.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think Genin and Sir Average were backing off.
Okay.
And everybody else is just going to send a hail of arrows and bolts.
Yeah.
Okay. I know what the orcs are going to do. They're going to press their attack and all try and attack Average. So let's go ahead and roll initiative. And since it's going to be hitting him, how about go ahead and roll there.
5. 5.
You've got 2 scimitars and 2 spears coming at you.
Damn it, you have 5.
They did well, but they're making it up by not being able to, enough with that stupid thing. They're making it up by not being able to do crap to you with their 2
My armor
hit
class
rolls.
is 3.
It is 3, so 1 more. Well, it turns all of their blows. If you guys are moving back, they're pushing forward.
Followers moving up, fill the gap.
All right, the door to the south does not open. Although the orcs are yelling, now, come on, kill them, trap them. Missile fire from the party, please.
12.
That's a miss.
I don't think 12 is going to hit.
No.
Can I get a parting shot since I'm switching to my bow at the end of the round?
No.
Okay.
12, let's see. 12 will not hit, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, did someone say there was a hit?
Well, I hit AC 7.
That is not sufficient.
It's all misses then.
Yep. Okay. Party moves back. Adventurers, party moves back. Orcs move forward. They are pressing the attack, keeping you in melee range. As you pull back into the outer chamber away from the two doors, you hear presumably a larger force coming out of the southern door. Let's see.
Well, only 2 of us were retreating, right? The rest were all staying put.
Yeah, that's what I thought
Yeah.
we were doing.
Because we have 5 followers, all with spears ready to stab.
Yeah.
Plus party members with arrows.
Okay.
Though we could, if we could back them up and use that corner as a choke point. That'd be nice.
I was hoping to back up a bit to get through the choke point, or at least not between the 2 doors.
Yeah.
Well, okay. So, for the DM's edification, the party is moving. Hopefully, that will show up on camera. Back in this direction to try and choke them. Yes.
Yes.
Affirmative.
Again, is there any way to bar that southern door?
Not from this side. No.
Okay.
I mean, you can try and drive spikes, but the door is, well, I mean, at this point, as you've had players moving back, the door is now open. So you've got 3 orcs armed with scimitars leaning through, and a larger group behind coming through the door.
As we're retreating, Valoric's going to smash a flask of oil on the floor there by that door.
All right. I got you. Well, let's go ahead and roll then.
I'll roll initiative.
Go ahead.
1. Bad choice.
Well, the orcs are kind of falling all over themselves to get at you, but Valoric, you're getting a shot at you as you're drawing your flask out and smashing it. That is a miss. That is a miss on Average. That is a miss on Genin. That is another miss on Average. That is another miss on Genin. You are embarrassing me in front of the audience. Please don't do this. That is another miss on Average.
I'm amazed that they can still melee. Oh, I guess because we move back, they move forward. And it's
Yes.
just, okay, yeah.
That is a hit on Genin.
But we aren't even attacking.
For 1 point.
Ouch.
All right. You have now all fallen back. Valoric, you've smashed your flask of oil. Am I to assume that a burning hand spell is happening
Could be.
in the next round? Okay. All right. Let's roll initiative. You guys have retreated, here and no further.
Oh, 2. Lovely.
Orcs are going to get some melee in across the skirmish line. Now, the choke point you're at is broad enough that 3 can fight abreast, and 3 orcs can fight abreast.
Okay.
So, who's in the front rank?
I'll
And Genin, yep, thanks.
I'll make sure to draw my sword in between.
My
those.
followers have spears.
Yeah.
Genin, Lynx, and Average,
No, not
Dear
average.
God, stop putting me in the front, man.
One of my hirelings will be up front with us. Your
All right.
hirelings with spears can be behind and poking.
Yeah.
Okay. So, party declarations then, since that's how you guys are arranging yourselves. Lynx is melee, Valoric. Now, not to say that you couldn't throw another lit flask of oil and catch that oil on fire. You're pushed too far back to hit it with burning hands, but you can burning hands an orc from where you are.
Yeah, he'll go ahead and do that.
All right.
Now, Valoric, I guess, I guess he'll throw another flask of oil, this time lit.
Okay. So Bajiba's Burning Hands, Valoric Flask of Oil, Jinan Melee, Average, just stand back and bleed. What about Turgo?
Yeah, I'll shoot if I can.
All right, then why don't you go ahead and roll initiative, please, James?
4.
Party goes first. Missile fire goes first.
That's an 18 and a 6.
Wow, you slay an orc. Well, let's make sure you didn't just pot somebody in the back there, because that'd be hilarious if you shot Jinan between the shoulders.
Hilarious.
You do not. You do not hit Jinan between the shoulders. So
that was a miss for me.
That was a miss. I gotcha. All right, now, throw your flask of oil.
Forgot about that. Ooh, a 17.
A 17. That is a hit. Were you just aiming at the puddle that you threw, or an orc?
Is there an orc standing next to the puddle?
There's one. Yeah, I mean it's
the orc standing next to the puddle. Then,
yeah, it's like inside Fiddler's Green on St. Patrick's Day up there. So, so yeah, you hit an orc. You set one on fire for 2d6 points of damage.
11.
He crisps and dies, and roll a d6. Let's see if luck is with you.
Which way does he fall?
Yes. 4. Okay, he does not fall into the puddle of oil. Sorry. But he will still be, his body will still be burning for another round.
Anybody have any apples?
I'm sorry?
So does anybody have any apples? Roast pig.
Greyhawks, baby back ribs. All right. Okay. So yeah, that's the end of him. Any more missile fire from the party?
That's a miss.
Okay. Counter melees from the orc. This one's against man-at-arms. This one, good lord. The orc drops his weapon when he hears his buddy screaming as he burns alive. Well, I have some good news and I have some bad news about Jinan. The good news is you're far enough advanced that I can definitely see the party wanting to rescue you rather than, just abandoning you so you can roll up another character. The bad news is the party's going to have to rescue you. Okay. Jinan takes 3 points of damage.
Okay.
You still up?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, good.
And let's see. This is against Lynx. That is a miss.
Yes.
Spear attacks now. Jinan is missed. Sorry, that should have been man-at-arms, but Jinan and man-at-arms are both missed. And Lynx is missed. Do we have a Burning Hand spell to go?
Yes.
Do it.
Do it. Pour toward the orcs.
All right. There's no saving throw, so you just lean forward and whoosh.
Okay.
It's a 3-foot fan in 120-degree arc for, let's see, burning.
It's a 1 whole point, I believe.
Yeah.
That's the worst part about it.
It's not, because it's like, because even with a 3-foot fan, it's not even like an AoE, because it's still just one target pretty much.
Yeah. One
yeah. Well, one orc. Let's see.
Ouch.
That orc screams and goes down in flames.
Ah, wow. Weak orc.
And which way does he fall?
Yeah.
Into the puddle?
He's too far from the puddle. It's not going to
Oh.
help. Sorry. So yeah, that orc's dead. You guys have slain 2 of them with fire, I should point out.
Kill it with fire.
And in the next round, party intentions going around the table. How about Lynx? Or did you guys haven't gotten counterattacks, have you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you got your counterattack.
Both of mine missed.
Okay.
Oh,
Lynx?
I hit.
Oh, and my man-at-arms. My man-at-arms hit, though.
Okay. Roll some damage.
3 points of damage.
That is enough to bring that orc down.
And I deal 7 damage.
You slay him.
Yes. One more kill.
So that is 4 you guys have slain.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Anybody else?
Parting shots with those, right?
Yeah, your second missile fire.
That's a miss for me.
Okay.
That's 3 damage to someone.
That's to an orc. He is still up. He grunts in pain as your arrow thuds home.
How many torches did we have lit down here?
Roll another d6, please, if you would, James.
I would have dropped my
1.
torch. So there's at least one on the ground.
Okay, something catches fire in the rear area of the orcs.
Yay.
And let's see. I'm gonna give him. Unfortunately, it doesn't set an orc on fire, but there is now a great conflagration behind them. Well, a bit of a conflagration behind them. I'm sure if Kyle is listening to this right now, he's probably doing like a triumphant fist pump. My co-host Kyle is a big fan of setting things in dungeons on fire.
As is right.
All right. So, next round, adventurers.
Yep.
Stab.
There are 6 orcs. 3
For now.
with spears and 3 more with spears.
Yeah.
You've slain 4 orcs, so there was a total of 10 that rushed out. You're shouting of surprise and anger coming from behind the orcs somewhere. Like, there were some expecting to join the fray, but perhaps maybe they're mad because they're cut off by fire. So same basic thing, missile fire and melee from the party. You guys can continue to try and withdraw.
Gotta make these orc sausages.
All right. Everybody wants to kill orcs. Nobody wants to see how it's done. All right. Let's see. One of you guys roll initiative, please.
I got a 5.
Nice.
Party goes first. Missile fire goes first.
Another flaming oil from Valor.
All
A
right.
13 doesn't hit, does it?
No, that will not.
No. Okay.
I missed
18 will
again
hit.
as well.
I'm sorry. What was that?
An 18 will hit.
Good Lord. All right. Go ahead and roll your 2d6.
10.
You burn one of the spearman orcs alive. He's staggering around and screaming. Okay. Any more missile fire?
I missed.
Okay. Melee attacks.
Melee attacks. I hit with my sword for 8 points of damage.
And I hit for 6.
Okay. 8 points of damage kills one, 6 points of damage. No, he's still up.
Oh,
And
Yeah.
and my hireling does 4 points of damage to somebody.
That's enough to drop another one. So there are only 3 orcs left facing you. The others, you see a couple are rushing out with bolsters of some kind, and they're throwing them on the flames and stomping on it. A kind of a hiss of steam goes up, so they were probably soaked. So there are more orcs coming out. But this batch you've dealt grievous blows to. They will counter. That is a miss on the hireling. That is what is Gina's armor class?
1.
Oh, that's probably not sufficient. Let's see. Yep, that is not sufficient. And the last one. He misses. So you guys have maybe a round before serious reinforcements show up. You think, perhaps. None are coming out presently except for 2 who ran out and put out the flames. What is the party going to do?
Haul ass.
Should we retreat?
I mean, should we?
We got a pretty good choke point. As long
Yeah.
as they don't come around.
We stay
We
here.
heard serious reinforcements.
I mean, so what? We've chewed through how many of these guys before?
I mean, we've killed at least 15 orcs this session. What's another 15?
They're going to keep charging out into this 10 by 10 room or 20 by 20 room. We can... Now's as good a time as any, because what's going to happen? We're going to wade back through here. We're going to fight a half dozen of them more. We're going to walk face first into another trap. We're going to spend all of our spells, lose half our hit points, and we're going to be right back here again.
I'm willing to stand, but yeah, let's do it.
I mean, I'm all for Geenan getting out of the front line, but
Valoric will step up. He's got his short sword. He can hack and slash.
I mean, we
Yeah,
have
I've
to
got a
stay.
short sword as well.
We have to stay because we haven't looted the orcs beforehand.
Yeah.
So
the only reason we're here is money.
Is it possible? Like, so we hear stuff to the south. Can someone step forward with a bow and take a pot shot if they see something to the south in the doorway to the south?
Well, you've still got these orcs in front of you. You've still got 3 orcs with
that's
spears.
right. I'm sorry. I thought we got rid of the ball. You're right.
Yeah, no.
Whoops.
Oh, here, let me step aside. You go shoot with bow. Yeah, that's not going to happen. But if you guys are going to stay in the fight,
We're gonna stay.
you're going to stay in the fight.
I think so.
Then we will have a chapter break here, as we are at the bottom of the hour. We've been going at this for a couple hours, and our lovely audience has been hopefully enjoying every minute of it. So we will rejoin the party next Monday evening as they continue without let or hindrance to render these orcs all hors de combat. So thank you to our audience. Thank you to our brave explorers. Any thoughts or words in parting this week, gentlemen?
Good orc dead. I don't know.
Corporo non sumus. We are not merely bodies.
You're not nearly bodies. I love it. Okay. Well, thank you everyone again. Thank you. So tomorrow night, it will be Kyle and I, and we will be talking about RuneQuest. Talking about RuneQuest, not playing RuneQuest. That is, Kyle will lead the discussion about RuneQuest tomorrow. And then Thursday night, Servant of Shiloh will be here. We have heard from him, and he has confirmed. So we will be here with Servant of Shiloh and talking to him about his YouTube channel and all sorts of gaming topics. And then, of course, Friday we'll be back, and we'll be playing some Gamma World. We'll be doing a Let's Play Gamma World on Friday. So thank you again to the audience. Thank you to our players. Everyone have an absolutely stellar rest of your week. And we'll see next Tuesday what happens to these stalwart warriors as they go toe-to-toe with orcs on level 1 of Castle Greyhawk. And Dungeon Minister puts in, we are at 985 subs on the channel now, guys. It's kind of become a self-sustaining thing, I think. Maybe we are 15 subs away from that convention. So thank you, everyone. Thank you all so much. Have a wonderful week, and I will see you all next time.